There's a question that I love to ask salespeople and entrepreneurs, and that is, how many times a week or a month are you in a situation where you're talking with potential customers? You're in a social situation, you're at an event, you're at a trade show, you're at an industry conference. If you stop and think about it for a second, the answer is a lot. You're in this situation a lot during either a week or a month, absolutely a year. Then the question becomes, are you ready? And what I mean by being ready is, are you equipped with what I call the art of the sales conversation? The art of the sales conversation has 3 critical early components, and that is, when you get to the door of that conference where there's 100 people in there, and let's just assume there's 100 people, and let's assume that 5 of them are people that could do business with you as a salesperson. However, they don't have neon signs above their head saying, I'm one of your 5. Of course, we have to find them. We've got to work that room. And we have to be equipped with the tools and disciplines to work that room. Discipline number 1, we walk in, we start making conversation, we make small talk. We're all professional small talkers. We've been doing that since we were 3 years old, right? We're gonna say, go Cubs, nice weather, whatever. But in order to get into and out of sales conversations effectively and efficiently, we need to be able to get out of these things, right? So what you need to do is build an exit. What I want you to do is train yourself to have a sales discipline. It's a verbal sales discipline that you do in every time you're at an event or a trade show making small talk with somebody. You say something like this. You say, hey, it's great to meet you. I'm glad to be here. There's a whole bunch of people I'm here to see. I'm sure you're the same way, so tell me about yourself. Just insert that somewhere in your small talk. Guess what that does? It gives you an exit door. It gives you an out in case that person turns out to be a lovely person, but not your person. He or she is one of the 95 who can't do business with you. You gotta know that, and you gotta get in, you gotta get out. Second thing is, when the small talk ends, and we all know this if you observe conversations, when the small talk ends, something happens. A question gets asked. And in fact, this is the question you get asked more than any other question for the rest of your life. And that is, what do you do? Do you have an answer? Do you have a crisp, interesting answer that takes someone up into a sales conversation about what it is that you actually do? You gotta have this. After I make small talk, someone says, Craig, I've got a badge on my chest that says Craig. Someone says, Craig, what do you do? I look them dead in the eye and I say, I run a company called Sales Engine. What we do is help companies build and tune their sales engine. And then I stop, because this is a conversation and I want you to ask me a question. And it happens every time. Somebody says, oh, okay, what does that mean? And then I shift into gear number 2. First one is what we call the sales trailer. I help companies build and tune their sales engine. That's the movie trailer of your business. Gear number 2, you say, what does that mean? I say, what it means is we look at the sales process companies use, the tools they use to support the sales team, and the knowledge, skill, and discipline of the team itself. And then we're up into a sales conversation, because now I've given you enough to chew on that we can start to trade information, and I can determine whether you are a potential customer in that room, one of my 5, or whether you're not. Either answer is fine, but we gotta know, and I gotta know now. So if you say, hey, I'm a farmer and I don't think a lot about sales, nothing wrong with being a farmer, that's great, but you're not my person. So you're one of the 95 who's not mine. I say, hey, I talked to you about farming for a couple minutes, that would be totally natural. And then I might say, you know what? This has been great chatting with you. It's been interesting. As I said a couple of minutes ago, there's a whole bunch of people I'm here to see. I'm sure you're the same way. Have a great day, and shake hands and move along and work that room. If you're one of my people, if you're one of my 5 and you start to show signs that you're one of my 5, we have a chat for a few minutes, we share some ideas and some insights, we trade business cards, and then we do follow-up and we get a meeting scheduled for next week or next month, and we move on from there. But folks, we gotta be equipped to work this room. We've gotta be equipped with the disciplines and the words to say for the art of the sales conversation. That's what it looks like.